I am not buying any cryptocurrency until this happens. And before you get your panties into a bunch, stop freaking out, okay? That doesn't mean I'm not bullish. I've been laying out the bullish case for the past 2 weeks. I do believe a lot of liquidity is about to fly into crypto, but I refuse to move in haste. See, the thing is, Bitcoin's at all-time high. Instead of freaking out and making the 100x altcoin videos so I can get a whole bunch of views and start buying altcoins at the exact top of the market, what I'd rather do is be patient. And it's beautiful because I actually have a really, really good strategy for both directions. If we break through all-time high, I'm gonna make money. If we drop, I'm gonna make even more money. And this is what patience looks like. I don't need to be right 100% of the time. I just need to continue to outcompete all of the traditional hedge funds so that I can brag in front of. I'm just kidding. I don't do that. So what I'm going to do in this video is lay out the bullish and bearish case. What we're going to do is treat this like a professional, not like a degenerate gambler. And we're going to understand what's going on and move with patience, peace, and of course, the presence of God. And if you're new here, my name is Alex. I've been doing cryptocurrency for the past 8 years. I've made millions of dollars, lost millions of dollars, talked about it on YouTube. Everybody hated me because I sold the last cycle and I didn't hold all the way to the bottom. And I've been doing this, man, it's just been like crazy. To be honest with you, that's the best. I can't even explain it. And now I make these videos because, to be honest, I love it. And I like connecting with other people. And I want to build an empire in crypto. So that's why I make these videos. And somewhere down the line, I will sell you something. And that's okay. You could be upset about it. So we have the president of the United States pretty much doing everything he can to pump the market as much as he possibly can. He made 20% of his net worth off of cryptocurrency, estimates say. And at the same time, he just dropped the big, beautiful bill, which is basically like a debt stimulus to try to, again, prop up this house of cards that we currently have, the scam financial system that we are currently experiencing. So just to be clear with you, I'm about 70% bullish, 30% bearish. I do have a bullish stance, but I'm going to follow this principle that I've been following for a long time as a trader, because when I don't follow it, I get wrecked every single time. I'm going to follow it. I'm going to stick to it because it works. And it's this one beautiful principle you've probably heard before but never followed, which is I don't buy green. And I'm perfectly okay with being wrong. I'm perfectly okay with missing out slightly so I can buy when the momentum is going up. And it does not scare me. The fear of missing out is not a thing in my life because the Bible says that he doesn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So I don't care where this market goes because I make money regardless and I'm confident in what I do. So for the people that are freaking out and you feel all these emotions when somebody drops an altcoin video and everybody's trying to drop altcoin videos and then they're doing the tiered list where they tier the altcoins and all that stuff and everybody's bullish, bullish, bullish. I want you to take a step back and understand this complex nature of a market. Success in trading is not about being right every single time. It's about the ability to make money even when you're wrong and cultivate habits that give you consistent profitability over a longer period of time, and the ability to take away the decision making in the moment to an expanded version through something called a strategy. See, when it comes to new traders, their vision is extremely narrow. They're only thinking about their immediate life right now. They're thinking about maybe the last 5 decisions and maybe the future 5 decisions. They're not thinking about the entire construct of decisions, right? An experienced trader thinks about the next 5 to 10 years. And so what happens is these newer traders really, really badly want to be right. So when they are right, they boast, they brag, they go in the comment section, they freak out and they think they're the world's greatest trader, but their emotions are on 90%. Guys, when it comes to trading, you losing money is not only a construct of you being depressed, right? And only think about the negative emotions, it's also the extreme positive emotions. When you're overly confident, you will get wrecked. So their vision is narrow and their emotions are extremely volatile. But on an experienced trader level, their emotions are consistent and they think about the longer perspective. So I don't buy green, bro, because I know that buying green will lose me more money over the long run, even if I'm wrong right now. If the market pumps, I will have a strategy for that. We're going to talk about that in this video. But the point is, you have to cultivate habits that give you consistency over a long period of time. You will lose more money if you buy green than buying red. I would rather wait for a dip, even though it looks super bullish. We've been laying out the videos and everything looks phenomenal, to be honest with you guys. On a fundamental level, this looks great. But I don't buy green. I only buy red. So what I want to do is get to the root of it. Why do people think this way? Why do they move with so much haste? Why is there such a lack of patience in this market of people just trying to buy as many coins as they possibly can without taking a step back and just thinking about the whole entire construct? This is going to get detailed. Please take notes. It's primarily because people think the goal is money. It's not money, not in any way, shape, or form. There's all different types of goals, and we can get very deep about this concept, right? But when it comes to goals in trading, the goal is not money. People are right here and they think it's like a straight path and all they need is money and all of their problems are going to be solved. But the real goal is you plus mastery, because if you have mastery in trading cryptocurrency, then you can predictably and consistently make money. If I'm ever in a shortage of cash, I know exactly how to replicate the last time I made money into right now, and I could just do that at will, and this is how rich people get rich and stay rich. And the reason I think people don't ever find mastery in cryptocurrency, after training thousands of people, I've come to the conclusion that they keep making these extreme volatile decisions that take away consistency completely, and they never cultivate the three elements of mastery, which is knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Tai Lopez was completely wrong. It is not just about knowledge, okay? Knowledge is one element of it. Knowledge is the construct of facts and data in your head. When you have understanding of the knowledge, you could actually apply it to your life. And when you have wisdom, that means you could take your understanding of the knowledge and actually make it into results, aka mastery. So you need to do everything in your power to break this cycle right here. A new trader is always making extremely volatile decisions with their portfolio. They're going all in, they're selling everything, they're just extremely volatile, and every single time they make a crazy decision that ends up being wrong, they're wasting years of their trading experience. And all of this keeps you from knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. For example, people that make a whole bunch of money, they dump their whole bank account into a meme coin, and then they make their first $1 million, they freak out 100x, and it might seem like a good thing on the surface, but a fool and his money are soon parted. They never gain the knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, the true foundation of mastery to be able to keep that money. And this is why you see a lot of people get rich and then lose it all. Just like me, I lost $5.2 million. And this happens in crypto a lot. People do not have the foundation and they lose everything. And that whole period of time, and this happened in my first cycle, that whole period of time, they could have been learning, they could have been locking into new strategies. They were stuck in pride and being overly confident and thinking that they're the greatest gift to the world, and it kept them from the true things of what they should be doing, which is taking their nose and sticking it into the dirt and making money and actually learning for real. And then there's the other way where people get really rejected because they blew their entire account. They started gambling, trading, they lost everything, and now they're in depression and rejection, and they completely removed themselves from the crypto market completely because they blew their account and they think it's over for them. And then there's like a period of like a year or two where they could have been learning aggressively, but instead they're out of the market and they miss the next opportunity. So it goes both ways. It's not just about having conviction of holding coins through the dips. It's also about putting your nose in the dirt when you make the money. And this gives you consistency and longevity because you're focused on mastery and not money. Some of you are way too attached to the market. The market is volatile, but your emotions are matching the volatility of the market. You need more consistency. You need to separate yourself and be able to make these decisions like, hey, it looks really, really bullish, but maybe let me take some money off the table because I'm overly exposed. Maybe I'm not going to buy green an all-time high. You need to make these decisions, bro, that go against what the market says. You need to do this. You even need to make decisions that maybe sometimes go against what your community is saying. A lot of you are stuck in echo chambers and you're only listening to people that confirm your bias. These are all things that are meant to keep you in this volatile, wasting volatility cycle. Some people call it the yo-yo effect, whatever the case is. I call it idolatry. You are idolizing the market. You're idolizing money and you're getting wrecked for it because this market is volatile. So you need to focus on mastery. On mastery. So when I, again, made this decision that I'm not buying green, I'm not buying green. And there's a lot of credibility. There's a lot of evidence. There's a lot of experience behind that. There's a lot of experience behind that. So I'd rather make that decision now so that I don't have to suffer for it in the future. And I want to cultivate consistency. Not only that, but I also believe actually have a more lucrative strategy than buying altcoins right now. So a lot of us need to step away from this social media type of trading. Okay, we need to let go of what looks true and hone in on what's actually true. What we see on Instagram and a lot of different places is just the tip of the iceberg. And I hope you guys understand this. This is very important. There's people that really actually run something called marketing campaigns for their personal brand. And they will on purpose go to these really nice places that they can't actually afford on a consistent basis, get really nice cars, really nice places, and they'll look rich because they know that if they look rich, they actually make way more money on the back end by selling some type of knowledge and education. So this is a thing, and you must recognize that on social media, it's the tip of the iceberg, and you don't really comprehend all the things that go into making all of that money, right? It's just the tip of the iceberg. So really, you start realizing after, you really become a good trader that it's actually a war on your mind. It's a war of perception. So if you consume shiny object, garbage social media narratives, then you will have shiny object, garbage social media truth. That's what will be your truth. That will be your trading strategy. You will be a shiny object, social media garbage trader. So all of these videos, you got to comprehend the marketing behind it. You got to comprehend that a lot of them do it for views. You got to comprehend that a lot of it is news and it's not genuine, actual research. And you also really have to comprehend that most of these people really only make money off of views, for real. You really got to get it. And if you catch that, then what happens is you can shift what you consume and you actually protect your mind from this perception war that we are currently in. And it's really as simple as that. The more truth you consume, the more results you get in your life. You have to focus on getting results and cultivating mastery more than your trades. You should be doing like 95, 98% research and like 2% actually clicking buy and sell. That should be your life. I think it's probably less than 2% in my perspective. It should be a lot of research, a lot of diligence, and a lot of hard work before you make any decision at all. And so I want to tell you my decision-making process behind where we're currently at right now and what I'm kind of going to do. I don't even know for sure. I'm going to take whatever I have, go to my community. I'm going to go talk to smart people. I'm going to take my plans, bring it in front of multitude of wise counsel, because that's where my head's at. That's humility, right? I'm going to figure out what my strategy is, but this is where my head is at right now. Step number 1, I am waiting for red. That's it. I'm not going to compromise on that. I'm not buying green. Step 2, I'm going to recognize that I am a position trader and I'm going to stick to the plan. And position traders holds trades for months, maybe even a year. They're longer term traders. They're not investors where they hold indefinitely, okay? They do sell, but I am not a day trader, scalp trader, or high frequency trader. So when I get into this position, I better make sure that I'm holding it for a longer extended period of time. And this right here will really take away all of this confusion of watching this YouTuber or that YouTuber. You don't even know their trading style. How are you taking what they're saying and trying to apply it to your own life? When people say this is not financial advice, not only are they covering themselves, but they're actually covering you. And you need to respect that. Step 3, I'm going to respect the flow of money that usually happens in crypto. So what happens most of the time is that we'll see Bitcoin move, and then it goes into high liquid altcoins like the top 10 by market cap. And then we start seeing these really small, low liquidity coins start to pop off. And usually that's when we see an altcoin season. So just to be very clear with you guys, if we break past all-time highs, so if Bitcoin goes to $115,000, $120,000, I am not going to freak out because I know that there's a lagging period where altcoins will follow, but not follow immediately, because the primary coins that I purchase are these low liquid altcoins. So the flow of money, okay, will have a lagging period. If anything, I'll have the patience to be able to sit there, watch Bitcoin break past it, and position myself for really, really, really good low altcoins. So if we break past all-time high, it really doesn't matter. There's a lagging period. Now, if we break below, the same holds true. I'll have a really good entry for the low liquid and high liquid altcoins. And also my thought process is probably somewhere along the lines of, I'm probably going to buy Ethereum at first until I see exuberance or hype come into a market. Like if I see a lot of hype, then I'll start getting into the low liquid altcoins. That's kind of the flow. I'll probably buy Ethereum first, just so I can guarantee the end result. And then as I see more and more hype, I'll start putting my money into the low liquid altcoins. Step number 4, I need to aggressively research these low liquidity coins. So the small coins that are really cheap that will likely do the 20 to 50x that we're looking for, I need a list before the market goes in extreme volatility. Meaning, if we break above Bitcoin all-time high, we know that hype might enter the market. We need a list so we're not like everybody else, like chickens with their head cut off, trying to figure out the next 100x altcoin and following any YouTuber and not doing any research. We're already going to be prepared and ready. Same thing on the flip side. If the market drops and we have cheap prices, I will already have a list and I will already be prepared. So what we did is this simple process right here. We have a database. We researched probably thousands of cryptocurrencies. They all followed my specific system. I have a specific system that I've cultivated for the last 7 years. We give it for free on our website at CoinPix.edu, but the system is followed by all of the members. We all came together, added all of our time and resources to this one cause. It gave us about 200 to 250 coins. Then I hired somebody to sit there and research through the 200 to 250 coins. Then we have a smaller list, a smaller database. In that database, I myself personally, I'm going to go in that database and I'm going to find the gems because I've cultivated a lot of wisdom. So we have this multi-tiered approach to finding undervalued altcoins, and the amount of effort behind this is insane. We've been doing this for almost a year now. We've been trying to create this database. So I have this database and I am prepared for literally anything. And then what I'm going to do is exactly this. Step 5, as soon as the opportunity arises and I have my preparation through this 3-level research strategy that we have with the database, then what I'm going to do is put small amounts of money into the coin, small amounts with a lot of risk management. And if I really, really like the coin, then I'm going to research it even more. So let's say hypothetically through the system of my community, getting the master list and then us bringing it down to like 250, and then my researcher bringing it down to like, I don't know how many coins it was, like 30 or 40 or whatever the case is. I'm going to look at it myself. Okay. If I really like a coin and then the opportunity arises, breaks all-time high, or we fall down, then I'm going to put an initial amount in. It's going to be small in context of my entire portfolio, a very small percentage. And then what I'm going to do is research the coin even more. You could research a coin for 100 hours, bro. You can dive into these people's lives in very specific level. You can figure out if they're a liar or not. There's so many different things you can do. You could even reach out to them and interview them if you're smart. I'm going to go extremely deep. And as my understanding of the project increases, my conviction increases, my investment will also increase. I will size more money and capital into the project. So let's say I commit to like 3 coins. I need to research those coins and really understand it. So this gives you 2 strategic advantages. Number 1, you don't miss out because you could have a small amount of money in there and it might do well. And number 2, you don't gamble because your conviction and your understanding of the project increases. So you're putting larger amounts of money in it, and it takes away a lot of volatility out of this entire trading process. And then from there, I'm going to hold till I think the market's at its top. And then that's a whole nother video that we're not going to get into discussion right now, you know, how to sell the top and things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this, guys. That's pretty much everything I have right now for this moment. I am waiting for specifically red or for us to break through Bitcoin all-time high. One of those 2 things. That would trigger me to start investing in either Ethereum or the low liquid altcoins. Okay, that's my current thought process, and I will update you as I get more and more specific, as I research it more, as I pray, as I talk to wise counselors, and as I piggyback my strategy off of multiple people. I'm going to think more, I'm going to think aggressive, and then I will let you guys know like always. And if you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism, subscribe for more video updates, and like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Catch you guys in the next video.